Hey, I'm Tash, and welcome to Taste Like Home. Today we're going to be learning how to cook a frittata. There's multiple different ways that we can cook a frittata, but today we're just going to be learning how to do it on the fry pan. A frittata can virtually have any type of vegetables or meat in it, but today we're just going to be learning with spinach and bacon. Let's get to it! Okay, so to make our frittata today, we're going to be using the following ingredients. So we've got 3 eggs, we've got about half a teaspoon of minced garlic. I'm just using the store-bought garlic, but if you wanted to get your own garlic and chop it up, then you can also watch our other prep video that we have. We have about 2 tablespoons of butter, 50 grams of baby spinach, give or take, about 50 grams of grated cheese, about 100 grams of bacon, and about half a teaspoon of milk. We're also going to be using spray oil and salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so to get started today, we're just going to get our fry pan on about a medium heat, and we want to get our spray oil and give it a nice little spray. If you're not using a non-stick pan, then you want to make sure you put a little bit of extra oil just to make sure things don't stick, although your bacon is a little bit fatty, so you don't want to use too much oil. So while that's heating up over here, I'm also going to get my eggs, and we're going to start to whisk them. So when we're cracking the eggs, we just want to tap them not too hard, not too gentle. And if you do get any eggshell in there, like I just did, then I can show you a handy little tip. You get half your eggshell, and you can scoop it out just like that, and then we're not contaminating the egg mix. Okay, so again, little tap and crack, tap and crack. Beautiful. And then we want to make sure we can use a whisk or an egg, and we can whisk our eggs. Okay, so once we've got our eggs cracked, we want to get our fork and give it a little bit of a whisk. It doesn't really matter if you want to add your other ingredients in first or after. I like to whisk my eggs first to make sure that they're all evenly spread throughout. Then while that's heating, you can feel whether it's hot or not. You can see that the oil's starting to bubble a little bit too. I've got some smoke there. So I'm going to come back to my eggs, and I'm just going to get my bacon. And while we've got it on a medium heat, oh, you can hear the sizzle. I'm going to get our bacon started. Bacon's always something to be careful of. You want to make sure it doesn't come splattering back at you. So we'll just make sure that starts cooking up there. I'll come back to our eggs for now. We've got our milk, we can pour our milk in. And I'm just going to do salt and pepper to taste. I personally like a little bit more salt and pepper than other people, but it always depends. Some diets, you've got to be careful, too much salt. When you've got your milk, your salt and pepper in there, you want to make sure it's whisked all together. You can see that your bacon's starting to cook over here. And we'll leave that to the side, ready for once our filling is ready. Okay, so now we've got our bacon, and you can see that it's starting to get a little bit crispy on the edges. So about this stage, this is when you want to get your garlic. You want to add it all in and spread it around with the bacon, cooking it off a little bit. Make sure you're a bit careful, it can start to splatter. Mine's starting to splatter a little bit. You want to make sure you don't get any burns. And if it is like mine is, maybe you want to take it off the heat and turn it down a little bit. Make sure you don't burn yourself. I know from working in the cafe, I've got a few burns myself. Okay, once that's been cooking off for about 30 seconds or so, you can really start to see the bacon starting to get crispy. You can add your spinach in. I know it looks like a lot, but don't worry, it does cook down. You want to put that all in there. And start mixing it. Okay, so at this stage we can see that our spinach is starting to get wilted, our bacon's getting crispy. That's the stage. So around this stage is where we want to take off probably only about 1/3. So we're going to be cooking our frittata in the pan. We want to make sure that we have a nice base with our ingredients in there. So when we're about this stage, we can see that our spinach and our bacon is nicely cooked. I'm probably going to take off about 1/3 and leave about 2/3 on the pan. It doesn't have to be to an exact measurement. I'll try and eye it, but that's probably close to about 1/3. And then we're going to spread out the remainder on our pan, and with the rest of our butter, we're just going to put that on there now. And we're going to let that melt around the pan. The butter will create a nice kind of layer of grease or oil so the egg mixture doesn't stick to our pan, and then when we're cutting it later and trying to get it out, it won't be sticking to the sides. So we'll make sure that it all melts properly first, and that's when we're going to get our egg mixture and get that ready into our pan. So we just want to make sure we spread everything evenly. I'll leave it about there, so that's what mine looks like there. And now, again, doesn't have to be to an exact measurement. I'm going to be pouring about 2/3 of my egg mixture into our pan. Try and spread it around a little bit. You want to leave a little bit on top there. So what we're doing now, we're kind of doing a bit of a layering process. Make sure that we have different layers in our frittata and our ingredients are spread throughout. So now I'll put about 2/3 of my cheese around too. You want to be leaving it on about a medium heat. I'm just going to turn mine up a tiny bit. And leave a little bit of our cheese too, so we've got a bit of a layer. So then after that, I'm going to be putting the rest of my egg mixture on top. All that drops. Extra egg, extra protein. And then after that, we'll then be putting the rest of our spinach and bacon mixture on top. I'm just going to use my hands to try and spread it around too, so you have it evenly distributed throughout. And then from there we'll use our rest of our cheese. So at this stage, you will see that your egg will start to become slightly cooked on the edges. It is going to take about 6 minutes, so we're going to leave this on at about a medium heat for 6 minutes to cook throughout. And from there, we will flip it. Okay, so it's been around 6-7 minutes now. I've still got my pan on about a medium heat. I'm going to just try my best to show you guys without tipping it all out. That's what my frittata looks like now. You can see how it's a little bit cooked on the edges. I can see underneath it's got a nice golden colour, so that's what we want to see. So now we're going to do the scary part for me, which is we're going to slide it over onto our plate and we're going to flip it. So I can probably just go like that. Perfect. And that's how we can also tell it's nice and cooked throughout too. So then on this part, we're going to have a little bit of butter or oil left in your pan, like I do, that's okay. I'm going to put that back there. And this is when you get your pan and you want to flip. Okay, and then that is what we have, our finished product. So mine's probably a little bit brown and golden, but that's okay, it's not overcooked, I'd say. So now that we've got it flipped and we've got it cooking on the other side, it'll probably take about 2-3 more minutes. You can get your spatula to lift up and tell, and then it'll be cooked throughout. So we'll give it another 2-3 minutes and we'll have a perfect frittata. Okay, so it's been about another 2 or 3 minutes. We can see our frittata is nice and well cooked throughout. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide it onto our plate. A bit more gracefully than I did, hopefully. Beautiful. There's our finished product. I know our practice lead for transitional housing's around. Taylor, would you like to come and try?
I thought you'd never ask. I've got my fork ready.
Perfect, thank you.
It's delightful.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yes. Tash, so good.
A breakfast go-to for sure. Thank you.